The for goodies to you, everybody. Good morning. This is today. It might be a bit. Yeah, perfect. We start perfect. Today might be a bit like a hiccup. I don't know, or chaotic, very chaotic. Whatever. Let's start again. Good morning, good evening, Nick. Good morning, good day, good evening, and good night to you wherever and whenever you are. This is Fallout Coffee, the morning show where I drink my morning coffee and talk about Fallout. Talk a bit about Fallout. Good morning. The perfect start into a show. The night was really short and really, no, not full of disturbance. Actually, I slept like a stone, I think, but it was hard to fall to sleep. So don't watch Fallout videos when you try to go to sleep, or don't watch Horizon Zero Dawn when you try to fall to sleep. Fall to sleep, no, go to sleep, whatever. Especially not the final, the finale. Not the finale. I think I had to stop it. It was too loud. So I don't even know if it's a finale, but I think next episode will be. So yeah. Super. I need to sell some stuff. Sorry. I'm beginning to torture you. Okay, no, but what I need you know. I stayed up late because several stuff happened. First, somehow my PIN of my Steam account got lost. It wasn't the same anymore when I tried to type it in, and so Steam support. That was whatever. By the way, if I happen to unlock a achievement right now, it will not be shown. Sadly it is, isn't it? And the other stuff was I watched a video by Vanillic. That guy again, and I don't even have him in my list, but he made a video about what happened to Europe and Russia. So exactly my point. I wondered if I should respond to it. It's about a month ago. Published 1st of May. So I wondered if I should respond to it today. Right now in the morning. But I decided against it because first there was another one and I wanted to watch that too. Second, if you respond to something, you should write down, make notes, stuff like that. It's just, I still cannot. Oh my god, how much is she carrying? Probably be easier to build a new storage room than to. I don't have that much stuff, and I need all those clothes. I'm a bit like a woman, No, this dress is for ruling, and this dress is for I go to my favorite lab, and where's the other one? Where's the other one? Oh, damn it. I have only 4 advanced lab coats. That's not good. I need another one. No, just kidding. That wasn't even really funny. Okay. If you feel offended because yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, do I need... You know what? There can be only one king. And it's King Edward. And he is around here somewhere. Oh my god. King Edward, he's gone. Meh. Can I collect you now? Yes, I can. Yoo-hoo. Okay, I seriously need more dwellers. Whatever. Yeah, so I wanted to respond to the video. Yeah, and I wanted to do that with notes. Because it's he has multiple arguments which are not so bad. However, I do think he errs on some point and on some facts. He uses the reality, modern times, and that's where it begins. I don't know if you followed me, but I talked about it last week, 2 weeks ago, a bit, when my mind started to wander. Actually, when my mind happened. So, and I said that, what about the GDR, the German Democratic Republic, that's Soviet Germany, or Poland. He thinks that Poland will be, in the follow timeline, might be in the European Commonwealth. Well, it can't be, because if the Soviet Union doesn't collapse, then it cannot be in the European Commonwealth. Although, actually, theoretically, it might be possible that a communist country in Europe might be part of the European Commonwealth, although it's still in the Soviet Union. Theoretically, it's possible. Logically, realistically, no fucking way, never, ever. I don't know how that should happen, but no. Oh, there's King Edward. Oh, yeah, I do remember what I wanted to do. Why I put you out of there. There was no space. Oh, oops. Recall. You're in for the recall. Okay. Okay, you're still alive, Are you on? Yeah. So whatever. Where was I? Yeah, European. Yeah, as I said, it's that it needs a bit more preparation. There are multiple videos, and which I also intend to use. Maybe we can actually, take the points I agree with upon and build on that. I will not say I'm an expert on this. Well, of course I am, but no. He, as far as I can tell, and I don't want to be offensive with it, but Vanillic has. I don't know if you're listening in right now. I'm sorry to tell you that, but your viewpoint might be a bit American centralized, just because you are American. Or it seems. I don't know. First of all, another fact is that the United States of America puts more money into military than I think the next 3 countries. So this is America puts more money into military even before Trump than Russia and China. And when you count the countries who has a big military, you say you did point out that America has a bit more. You put the US somewhere in the list, and actually either at first place or last place, I don't know. You downplay America. That's quite nice of you. It's not typically for Americans. Sorry, but yeah. But whatever. Actually, I was talking about communist countries and European Commonwealth, and so if the Soviet Union doesn't fall, there's a problem that there is still the communist countries. No, wait, coffee. No, first question. What did I just say? Second question is just solely for me. What did I wanted to say? Whatever. No. European Commonwealth. Communist countries. If the Soviet Union doesn't fall, it'd still be around, eh? So there's no problem with. So Poland is still in the European, not in the Soviet Union. Czechoslovakia is still in the Soviet Union, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's not so tragic, I would say. Not tragic is the wrong word. I'm sorry. But you cannot compare. I think you should not compare the Fallout timeline with our timeline, unless you think about the history of our timeline. All the stuff that had happened, and all the stuff that didn't happen in the Fallout timeline. And by the way, the more I think of it right now, the more I would say that the European Civil War would not have happened on the basis as it is depicted. No, it is not depicted. We cannot tell what happened. However, actually, you could make a video of that. Yeah. If any of you YouTubers listening to this, and yeah, or watches me right now, feel free to use anything I say, but please give me credit. Quote me at least. Say my name. Nope, I'm not singing Say My Name, because I don't want to torture you. Whatever. So yeah. Okay, this might be a bit bad, what I will say right now. It might be offensive in certain ways, I don't know. So I'm sorry. In preparation, I have to say it, because otherwise I couldn't say it, or would be difficult to say it. No, actually we can go with that. Okay, so the European Civil War. It started after the failed invasion or the failed conquest of the Middle East. I have to assume that this is highly theoretically, of course, I'm sorry. I have to assume that the European countries invaded the Middle East and no Middle Eastern troops were moved to Europe. I do assume that because first it was a war about resources. Secondly, we do not know enough, although we do not even know anything about that war. And thirdly, actually, let's think of it. So Tel Aviv got nuked. That now we need to think who has nukes in that area. And nowadays, you might consider Iran in those days. If it was a conservation of the 50s, nobody. I think even the British and the French didn't have nukes until that day. However, if we assume that Israel planned to get atomic weapons as well in the Fallout timeline, it might have happened. However, why would they nuke their own city? It's very unlikely, but I can come up with at least one or two reasons. For reason one, the enemy invaded Tel Aviv, and it was, although very highly debated and very controversial debated, they saw no reason to nuke their own city just to defeat the enemy. Probably the other idea around would have been that either Great Britain or France nuked Tel Aviv because, the state of Israel was no more. However, the atomic weapons of Israel were still around. So, but still not a good explanation. And then I would say if they used... Actually, it doesn't make sense. Not really. Except if it was a terror attack, but... Who nuked Tel Aviv? Well, that's a question for you if you want to do that. I can't do it. I wouldn't. I can stumble. Not stumble. In Germany we say poke in the fog. I don't know, poke in the mist. I don't know. But I'm a German, so yeah, you know, Germany. Let's see. So, okay, yeah, we got the invasion of the Middle East. However, when the Civil War happened, we got a country. I don't know how the Commonwealth would be fixed together. It depends on the power of the president and so on and so forth. It is said to be a civil war, not a state war. So we have to assume that the Commonwealth was not like the European Union, a federal state, but more with rather independent states, and more like a centralized government, or not a centralized but a very unified state with laws which abided to every country, probably with... No, actually, there's a point that that Vanillic made about languages. If we have to assume that we have a unified country with more more power with the centralized government than the member states, we have to assume that they decided for just one country, for just one language, or, which would be probably most likely idea, that we have to assume that either English or French would be the primary language, which every child has to learn, and the others were the other one, English or French, probably English because of America, but I'm not quite sure. Although the goal was kind of would have depended on what the goal was like in the Fallout timeline, but so the primary language would be either French or English. The second one would be the other one, and the third one might have been Germany, just because of Germany, Austria, maybe Italian. But yeah, there about the member states, there would be a lot of stuff. It says in the Fallout wiki that I'm sorry. So I'm sorry, I needed to search that. I didn't want to do it. So the notable members are the United Kingdom, France, and Italy. However, all known members are used by are coming from the J.E. Sawyer's Fallout RPG, and so we know nothing of any notable members of the European Commonwealth. It might be that Winston Churchill and his famous, not as famous, actually it's rather unfamous, infamous, not infamous, it's unknown. I don't know why, but Winston Churchill was the first one who, the first politician to argue for unified Europe. However, still without without Great Britain, and still they wanted to join, and still they want now to leave. Ugh. Well, okay, so we have no fucking clue who actually is in the European Commonwealth. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. So, we have to, we can assume that the most industrious nations would be part of the European Commonwealth. Maybe even Winston Churchill had more of a saying in the Fallout timeline, we do not know, and yet they became part of the European Commonwealth. We do not know much about the NATO and so on and so forth. So as long as if the separation of Germany and the reconstruction of Germany went the same way, it was like in our timeline, we would have actually be a notable. Germany would be a notable member. However, it would only be West Germany, because the east of Germany was part of the Soviet Union in those days. And that get me back to the Civil War, because when you got a civil war between England, France, Italy, and Germany, you probably have some participation by other countries, by neighbors. So just to let's say send in peacekeepers to save the population. It's not even real participation if it's real peacekeepers, but if you let's say how can we say that? How can we say that? If you are a bit more on the aggressive side, you might send in peacekeepers to relocate certain areas. Not relocate, but rearrange ownership, reorganize ownership of certain areas. Just by accident, near to your border, but whatever. We could use various historical examples, but I would like to use the 30 Years' War. According to a video I just watched, not just watched some days back, rather unknown to America. I'm not... that's okay. For us Germans it's more important. For other countries, well, if you were not part of Europe, why should you know? So, short recap. After Luther's Reformation, we had a separation, and Catholics and Protestants, and some noblemen, some were Protestants and some were Catholics. And yeah, the separation went a bit on, and then we had a group of Protestant civilian who not protested, who uprised against their Catholic mayor, I don't know. I must confess. No, it was not a mayor. It was a oh god, placeholder. It's not the right. It would be the direct translation, but it would be wrong. No, the shit. Viceroy is the wrong word. It's the same function, but whatever. Doesn't matter right now. So they rebelled, and then somehow out of it, the war started. Catholics sent in troops, then then Protestant noblemen sent in troops just to defend the Protestants, and so on and so forth. And we had a war for 30 years. Well, it was really bloody. Sweden went in. England was in just because it was part of Germany. Not it was part of Germany, but the King of England had land in Germany, the Kingdom of Hanover. That's why the Prince of Hanover is still... No, not the kingdom. Was it a kingdom? No, whatever, the area of Hanover. No, it was totally invited. But Hanover. Oh, nice. France went in just because it was France. No. there were several reasons. Spain went in because Spain was part of had the same ruler just as Austria. So, and Austria, yeah, of course, was part of Germany in those days. So it was quite tricky, went quite bloody, and I mean really bloody, with pillaging and plundering and stuff like that. So we would have to assume that the Civil War of the European Commonwealth, even though it was fought on in Europe only, would have got the attention of the neighboring countries, and actually it gets only just one neighbor, if I do remember correctly, isn't it? Oh, yeah. So you got Africa. That's okay. That's a neighbor, although separated by water. And to the east, you only get the Soviet Union. Okay, then you get Turkey in southeast, which is okay. So probably I don't know how Turkey would have stood on the resource wars, on which side. That's a good question. I can't tell for sure. I don't know how the relations between the European Commonwealth and Turkey would have been. But whatever. My coffee is empty. Since I have not prepared any music, feel free to listen to anything. I will give you 2 minutes? Well, let's say 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2 minutes in 20 seconds, whatever. No, now in 15 seconds. Come on, hurry. Pick your favorite song. Whatever. Good morning, Luca Lennon. I don't know if you're writing or whatever. We'll be right back. Short break, sorry. Okay, I'm back. So, European Commonwealth Civil War. We have to assume that it would have been, if that civil war broke out, that certain neighbors would have intervened, since it is the duty of every communist country to expand communism. That's what the idea for thing was, for the responsibility, not the responsibility, not excuse, Vietnam. That's why the US went into Vietnam, because they wanted to prevent that. Well, actually, is it a responsibility or the duty? I'm not so sure anymore. But you get views with it. Oh, my stream is gone, I think. Oh no! Oh no! Why is it gone? Oh! What the fuck? It's buffering. Okay, whatever. Can't change it. What do I want it? Oh no. Oh, okay. Still working. Good. For a moment I thought my SSD would hiccup. Doesn't care. Doesn't matter right now. Okay, so no, but there was something about communism that they had to not expand. Me and my brain. It was part of the network why they had to do it. So I don't know. Whatever. Even if they decided to be peaceful neighbors with the European Commonwealth, the Soviet Union would have intervened in a European civil war, while that was going on there, and then I would have to assume that other neighbors would have intervened too. So which other neighbors? Were there other neighbors? You could say the Switzerland was a neighbor, although I don't know if they would have intervened. Maybe the Middle East would have intervened a bit. Turkey, maybe, for the Balkans. Sure. Maybe, I don't know how big the European Commonwealth got, but maybe the Balkans would have intervened. Maybe not a part of the original European Commonwealth or European Union. It's tricky. It's a bit tricky. However, so if the Soviet Union would have went in, America would have went in too. Maybe not with troops, but maybe with resources, just so that the European that the commies didn't get part of Europe. Why do I say that? Because why do I think I say that? Well, according to Codsworth, and that's vanilla quote him. Wait, what's his name? No, where is it? It's his channel's Vanillic Puma Gaming, but I think he's just Puma. Vanillic Puma? No, Vanillic Puma. Yeah, Vanillic Puma quotes Codsworth. He's calling it the Red Menace, that the wife and child are hiding from the Red Menace. And what's the Red Menace? Well, it is the Russians and the Chinese, of course. So I don't know how Codsworth was, how educated he was, but I do think he was more indoctrinated. So that he can only say things like that because he was programmed. However, even if Russia and China were not part of the international, or well, although they probably were still part of the international, they might have fought against each other in the resource wars. Russia would still have intervened in the European Commonwealth Civil War, and so would have the damn it, USA, the USA. Although it's not the USA, it's the US. So and so on and so forth. There are multiple reasons to do that. I don't think I should go into detail. The simplest reason is just because the other one does it. You have to do it yourself, otherwise you might be not part of the one of the country who orders, not who orders, but who has influence in Europe after the Civil War. I mean, if the Soviet Union, the whole Soviet Union with its economical and military power, supported a certain faction in the Civil War, it would have been quite this faction would have quite a good advantage. The next question would be, what were the front lines in the Civil War? Were it ethnicity, or were it cultural borders? So I don't know, Alpine countries against non-Alpine countries, regions, or was it maybe ideological borders? So capitalism, communism, fascism, stuff like that. That's very there are very multiple questions we should have to answer before we can assume anything on the European Commonwealth Civil War, ECCW. About the ECCW. Let's go with that. And maybe Vanillic is a bit too much focused on the modern days. It's a good one. It's a good video. I can highly suggest watching it if you're interested in the European Commonwealth. However, you might think, nah, that's not how it would have been. But yeah, can I say it? Probably not. I can only give my input, because as Vanillic focus or point of view is too American, mine is probably too German. Just in our way, they're living Luxembourgians, and they probably would have a different opinion point of view on those things I say right now, and so on. It's a very difficult topic. I would assume that we have the civil war across ideologically the ideologies. I would not, since the depends on the, but that depends on the organization of the European Commonwealth. If it would be a federal state, we would have a civil war more like the American Civil War. Questions after questions after questions. But whatever. And so I will not do that today, although I dived very much into it, but I have not much time left since I've got to work. I've got to prepare for work and stuff, do stuff like that, and go with the dog another round, although she is sleeping right now. Someday, no, actually I don't want to send you picture of my dog. It's not even my dog, it's a dog I am taking care of right now. I am taking care of. That sounds like I'm going to kill her. I care for? I care for. Whatever. Okay, so that's a European Commonwealth tricky story, tricky situation. I want to watch some more videos. There are some recommendations I get. Oh no. Oh no. Not you. Didn't I tell you not to come back? No, 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 no. Don't die on me. Go in there. Not you. Go in there. And you too. And where are you going now? Kill it! Kill it! Thank you. I'm still not sure how you should kill that one with no weapons. If you got an idea how to do that, which does not involve fastly clicking every member of your fighting crew to yeah, and well, yeah, not also not involve dying or a lot of dying. Please let me know. I would be very grateful. But yeah, I was saying I wanted to watch some more videos. I've got my own theories. I've got my problems with the idea of the European Commonwealth Civil War with the ECCW. Huh. Yeah, it's going quite smoothly over the tongue. ECCW. ECCW. It sounds like the European Commonwealth chanson or whatever. So the damn it Eurovision Song Contest, which was named oh god. Okay, can't remember right now, but it had something with chanson in it. Le Grand Prix Eurovision de la Chanson. That was a name before it was named Eurovision Song Contest. But whatever. and pardon my French, but I cannot speak it. I must confess, I learned Latin in school. So probably now I have offended every French neighbor of mine, and so does start the war of the civil war of the European Union. Or it would have if Marine Le Pen had won. Oh, damn it, politics again. I'm sorry. Thank you, dear French people, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Or as the Trier would say, merci. But whatever. Still, again, politics. I didn't want to talk about it. Oh God, it's that time already? Yeah. But yeah. I don't need the red roaches, I need red scorpions. By the way, I discovered through, I don't know, who was it? Can't remember right now, but some YouTuber had a video about it. There's a Fallout 3 New Vegas mod, and when I saw it, I must confess I didn't inform myself enough, and then I proposed to my nephews that we should play it. I'm really sorry that I did that, because as it turned out, it's just a sandbox, nothing more, which is kind of sad. We wanted to play it, or they really were into it, and I was into it too. And then my brother got hyped up, and so I got 3 family members hyped up, and then I had to realize that it is just a sandbox, so we cannot play it because we do not have we do not have the time and or the patience to create our own world. Otherwise we're working, etc. pp. The funny thing is there are 2 projects on multiplayer right now. I don't know if it's the same, but there's a project for Fallout 3 multiplayer, and there's a project for Fallout 3 New Vegas multiplayer. If you're the same, then please focus on one, and if you're not the same group, then why don't you join up together to create and finish one? Would be very nice of you. I would be one to play it. I would make. Yeah. You would have at least 4 players who would play it and who would test it for you, and if you want, I can even give you ideas for quests. I don't know what your idea was when you were creating that mod. However, to my family, I can only say I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I thought I didn't want you to hype it up so much. I'm sorry. But if you do remember the walking mod incident. It's not an incident, but well, I have the tendency to overread stuff or not fully prepare stuff. Sorry. Damn it. Oh god. Bit more coffee. Yeah, actually, European Commonwealth, I could talk a bit more about that. I don't know if we have the time, not really. Feel free to comment on it, on what I said. Feel free to post points which I forgot. As I said, I intend to watch some videos on it and try to fuse them into one idea. I will post whose idea it was originally, that you should always do, or at least what I used as a source to do so. But it will take some time, so maybe Wednesday. Maybe I forget about it. If I do so, and you want to listen to me telling you about the European Commonwealth Civil War and stuff like that, yeah, feel free to comment, as I said, and let me know, so that I have more which are who can tell me about it. Not can tell me about it, but yeah, let's say damn it, not a backer. I don't get the word right now I'm looking for, but I must confess I'm not a native speaker, sorry, and I think I only slept 4 hours, maybe a bit more, and this is just my second coffee. Or the dessert, I can't remember. That's how asleep I am still. But whatever. So, yeah. I think we're good for today. So, I thank you all for watching. As I said, feel free to comment. Actually, do whatever you want. This is YouTube. You know the drill, you know the stuff. Everybody has to remind us that we can comment, that we can like the like button, that we can hit the like button if we like the video, that we can hit the do not like button if we do not like the video, that we can post a comment, that we can share it, that we can subscribe. I don't think so. I did it. Actually, now I did it because I did it in a negative way, but I still did it. But I think I will not do it anymore. So yeah, next time will be on Wednesday. So I think I got 2 days to prepare for Wednesday, and as you all know, Wednesday is my Monday, because your Monday and Tuesday is the days I got off. I still do stuff there, but I don't want to be on air today those days, since I do like to sleep in. But yeah. However, on Thursday there is a holiday. Actually, it's a kind of a double holiday in Germany. It's not only Christ's Ascension, but also Vatertag, Father's Day in Germany, and actually I can tell you a bit about that right now, because maybe you want to start to do that in your country. I don't know. It's kind of fun. So, yeah, Christ's Ascension is Christian holiday. You celebrate that Christ went into heaven, I think. I'm not so Christian, I must confess that I do know my holidays. I know my holidays when they are there, so I know they are. I don't have to do anything on those days, and I do have to supply myself for that holiday with food, because I cannot shop on that day. However, what is Father's Day? Yeah, since like Mother's Day, it's Father's Day. Simple as that. However, in the northern part of Germany, where I originate from, we had a interesting tradition. On Father's Day, the men, although more and more women do the same, although then it would not be Father's Day, you have to do that on Mother's Day if you're a woman. But the men go, I have to look for the word, because I only know the North German dialect word. It's Bollerwagen. And a handcart. No, damn it. So the men grab a handcart. Those old ones, with made out of wood, traditionally. And, where are you? Yeah, give me a bottle, give me a bottle, give me a bottle. Bottle, I said, bottle. And, well, they load the handcart with beer, and then they go on a hike. And drink. And you traditionally, you either hike through nature itself, where no one is living. You can do that in the northern parts of Germany, because we are quite rural. Yeah, or you go for a Wirtschaft, a tavern in the countryside, where you make a stop and drink a beer, and then head back. Mostly you have a barbecue afterwards, and yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. In where I live now, they do that normally on May the 1st, if they do not participate in... Where are you? I do not see you. I hear you, but I do not see you. Oh, there you are. Damn it. No bottle. But whatever. Okay, so we in the northern part of Germany we call it Himmelfahrtskommando. That's Ascension Commando. No, Ascension Team. I would say Ascension Team 6. No, just kidding. Right. Can I show you? Maybe I can still do that. Sorry. Interessant. So build a... And then can I that's not good. That's not good. That's too small. That's too small. Okay, so there is a come on, you got to be kidding me. There is no picture with a size big enough. No, that's not even the same one. Okay, we got a German brewery here out of Hamburg, and they kind of utilize the Himmelfahrtskommando, and a commercial with it. Yeah, let's see if I can show it to you. I don't know if the quality would be enough, but yeah, that's a picture of it. That's a commercial, and men going around with a hand cart and drinking beer while doing so. But whatever, doesn't matter right now. I don't know if you were able to see it. Okay, so yeah. No, I'm in overtime. Yay! As I said, we'll be here on Wednesday. Will not be on air on Thursday, so prepare for that. And I wish you a pleasant day, or a good night, wherever and whenever you are. So, see ya.